Let's get it.
Big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
Let's go! Let's go! What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Tom Throw. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. Hey, guess what, guys? The Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's right, the Knicks, man. Our Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jason Hart, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride. The whole crew is going to the Eastern Conference Finals. We beat the Celtics 119-81. That's right, it's the biggest playoff win in the Knicks history, dethroning the Boston Celtics, the previous champs. We got contributions from the entire starting five. OG Anunoby gives you 23 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Josh Hart gives you 10 points, 11 assists, and 11 rebounds. Karl-Anthony Towns came to play today, gave you 21 points, 12 rebounds, and a steal. Mikal Bridges gives you 22. Brunson gives you 23, Deuce gives you 10. The entire starting five is in double figures. The Knicks smacked them on the rebound, 68-41. We held them to 29% from 3. We had 22 points off of turnovers, 23 fast break points to 8. We were leading by 41 points on the night. The Knicks did it, man. Yo, I have not seen the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals since I was 17.
I have never seen it until now.
To wait this long for some 20 plus years, for some for the first time, to do this against the Celtics, who a lot of people felt like we were not going to win, we didn't have a chance. To do this, to prove the doubt is wrong. Becky Hammond saying that Jalen Brunson is a 1A. Eddie House acting crazy. TNT acting crazy. ESPN acting crazy. Nobody thinking the Knicks can do it. Friends laughing. To LL Knicks laughing. To all these people laughing. To Sandman laughing. To everybody who doubted the Knicks, and we still here. We made it to the ECF. Feels good, man. Feels really good, man. I got emotional, man. I can't even wait to talk about this game, man. It's not even a lot to know to me, man. It's just they took care of business. We did what we have to do. I'm gonna introduce you to my guy if you didn't know, man. It's the Latin assassin, the Escobedo. What's going on, Lee?
My main man, Joe. I'll say this first. The chat saying that your voice sounds kind of robotic. There's like a static to it. From my end, it sounds that way too. It's a little crackly. I want to let you know while I go on my monologue.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it was crackly after that long rant.
I didn't want to interrupt you, bro.
That's probably my best rant I've had in the whole year.
Maybe we had some audio software we could clean that up.
Oh my god.
I will say, as the minutes were counting down, I had a feeling I never felt before. It was a feeling of jubilation that manifested itself in chills that started at the top of my scalp and made their way down my body. I had never felt this in my life because 90% of a Knicks basketball I have watched has been poverty, has been excruciating, has been torture, has been unfun. This game, as the seconds counted down, and I was standing in my dad's living room with my dad, my number one Knicks fan, the reason why I am a Knicks fan. I turned to him, and he said he's happy for me. And I walked to him, and I collapsed in his arms, and I started crying. Probably emotional response to a simple basketball game, maybe to some. But to those that call themselves Knicks fans like me, that were too distracted when they were really good in the 90s, they joined in. For those like me, this what heaven feels like is true winning and winning at the highest level. Now, the job's not done. We have the Pacers in the conference finals, and then we'd have one of 3 teams in the finals. I believe we are going there, and I believe we are winning it all. That's where I feel in my soul. And to be able to experience my very first conference finals, you best believe I am jumping out the window. And to experience it with my two favorite people on earth. First, my father, the reason I'm a fan, and now with my main man, Jay Ellis, the best I've ever met in my life, the number one best Knicks fan, a basketball savant, a diehard orange and blue, the first person I met that loves the Knicks as much as me, and maybe a little bit more because he's been a fan for longer. This is, again, what heaven feels like. I have to go celebrate and eat dinner at my dad's, so I have a little bit of time to be on the show. But there's no way in hell I was going to leave Jay Ellis by himself tonight. I had to come on here and express my jubilation and why this win means so much. And I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, man. Like, started KOT in 2016. We had multiple seasons of not even getting to 20 to 30 wins. Buildings from the ground up, 23 people watching, 7 people watching. No followers on Instagram, no followers on Twitter, no followers on YouTube, no interactions. To build this up year after year. Losing seasons talking about the Knicks year after year. To finally be here at the Eastern Conference Finals with you guys who've been rocking with us for so long, it feels great. It feels really great. And shout out to my original OG. Shout out to Kathy, Edson, Sean, Ryan G, who helped build this out. And man, who was here from the beginning and wish hopefully they can come back towards the end when we in the finals. That'd be dope.
Hell yeah.
That'd be dope. I gotta call the old squad when we get to the finals. And
KOT reunion.
Yeah. Have a blend, old new KOT reunion or something. I have to do that. So I gotta see if that's possible. But,
And there's one constant throughout that, Jay, and it's time to give you your flowers, bro. You built something great here. When I was watching podcasts, you were the one that I connected with the most because you had the great combination of being a people person. I thought you represented the common Knick fan. You didn't try to be, too boisterous or too optimistic or too negative. You were just yourself. And I love that realism about you mixed in with high basketball IQ. Be able to talk about the X's and O's and the history and the emotional part. You're everything wrapped up into one, man. You're the reason why your followers are die-hard loyalists and why your co-hosts are die-hard loyalists to you and the KOT channel. It's for a reason, man, because it comes from the heart, bro. We all love that about you. And I can't wait to celebrate this run with you, man. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. Man, you brought so much to this team since you've come. You help expand us. You helped round us out in our depth of basketball knowledge. So I salute you for joining the KOT team. Some people didn't see it from the start because of the it's like the fire tip stuff, and I was like, nah, like Lee got something. Lee really definitely has something. So I'm definitely happy that you're on the squad. And
look at me now. From
yeah,
Tibbs.
Yeah, Tibbs, number one Tibbs defender. Number one Tibbs defender out here, man. Let's go.
No
man.
doubt, man.
Woo. Let's talk about this game, man. Let's talk about
it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this game, Lee.
Talk about it.
Oh my gosh.
Greatest game of my life.
First and foremost, the Knicks is not having it this time. The Knicks were embarrassed the last game. They did not play up to the standard of a team that's supposed to be competing for a championship. They did not. They walked into that game lazy. Yes, I complained about the refs. And in the third quarter, I complained about Jalen Brunson's 5 fouls. And I don't take any of that back. I still feel like the refs put the nail in that coffin. But at the same time, the Knicks did not show out to play. And defensively, they didn't show up to play. And so they have a lot of themselves to blame for what happened in that last game. And it starts with the first quarter of the last game. And you can see the stark difference from the first quarter of last game, first quarter in this game. First big difference. Derek White had 0 walk-up threes in transition. They knew where he was at all times throughout the entire game. They only lost him like once. He only had like one wide open 3 in the third quarter when they tried to make a fake comeback when he was already down 35. Other than that, The Knicks shut down the three-point line, fouled Derek White early, and forced the Celtics to only shoot 29% from three. Big difference from a team who was really bad at guarding the three the entire season. Second, Karl-Anthony Towns came to play.
Woo!
Best game in the series. Best game for him. He really rebounded after playing horribly the first few games, horribly the last game. He didn't start out shooting well, but he kept with it. He finally got to the line. He got some calls. He did a really good job driving to his right and switching to his left. I feel like him driving to his right was scouted. And he did a good job switching to his left, a good job posting, taking advantage of smaller defenders, and finally cooking these guys inside and out. Karl-Anthony Towns was a big reason why I won this game today because he set the tone early. And even though he didn't get the calls he wanted early, he stuck with it, and he didn't let himself get psyched out the game like he was the last game.
All facts.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let you rock because I can just go on for days. I'm going to pass the rock, just like Jalen Brunson passed the rock today, because he did a really good job just distributing and just letting the game come to him when he needed to and letting the other guys take over.
There are 3 points that I feel extremely vindicated on that started in the beginning of the season. The first one is when there was a lot of confusion and frustration about Mikal Bridges and the 5 picks. Something that I said, and Ebony, we all agreed on this, but I was very vocal on this, and Ebony was too. But this specific group of guys that Leon Rose brought together were playoff risers. That whatever happened, the ups and downs of an 82-game regular season would not be indicative of what we would see in a 7-game, smaller sample size series with this specific starting 5. There are 4 out of 5 guys that have a history of playing better in the playoffs than they do in the regular season. I exclude Josh Hart because Josh Hart, his playoff experience is only with us.
Right.
But Brunson, OG, Mikal Bridges, and Cat historically have all played better in the playoffs than they do in the regular season. So I saw it and I was like, whatever ebbs and flows happen, it's going to be okay. Because when the playoffs start, I would get guys on the other team, the Cornets, the Pritchards, the Obi Toppins, the Nimhards that we're about to face, the Thompson, Jalen Duren, those guys who had no experience or limited would struggle, and our guys wouldn't. That's point number 1. Point number 2, hashtag never trade Mitch.
Never trade
This year, I went full propaganda mode on Mitchell Robinson. And anyone who's been on KOT watching, that's most of y'all, since I came on, you know I wasn't a huge Mitch fan. I was mostly critical of him in my first season here. Then when iHeart came, the shiny new toy, I liked him more than I liked Mitch. And I stand by those takes at the time. But Ebony helped me see the truth. Mitchell Robinson is a basketball player for real hoops heads. If you appreciate intangibles that don't show up on a box score, that can't be quantified, Mitchell Robinson is a top 5 player for you on the Knicks. And I fell in love with him because as my knowledge of a game grew, as I started understanding schemes more and why ball screens are important and why offensive rebounding can change a tenor of a game, I fell in love with Mitch. And I realized that no player represents Tom Thibodeau's greatness and skill set than Mitchell Robinson. So you cannot take away Tibbs' most trusted toy in Mitch and trade for a Jonas Valanciunas or any other horrid name that I saw this year being optioned. I'm so glad that we stuck by him. And then finally, the number 1 point that I made to everybody, preseason. This season, I'm in my Ryan G bag. More calm, cool, and collected, not going off the wall about fire tips. I wanted to see a full playoff run of Tom Thibodeau in the first and second round specifically because that's where we have seen him before. I wanted a first round win, not 7-game, and I wanted a competitive series against Boston. And I said, everybody, yeah, man, the games against Houston or OKC or Cleveland, it hurt. And I came on here and was fighting back rage.
Yeah.
But damn it, I knew it. The playoffs would be a different story. I knew Tom Thibodeau would coach his greatest series, as I said before it started, this round is Boston. And here we are. He coached the best series of his career. He is a coach of the now, the coach of the future, and we are going to win our championship. The first one in 50-plus years with Tom Thibodeau as our head coach because he has shown he's a championship level coach. He just outcoached the defending champs, and Joe Mazzulla outsteamed him on both sides of the ball. Made adjustments Mazzulla could not catch up to, and then split belt to ass in Game 6 at home in front of the legends, in front of Bill Bradley, in front of Walt Clyde Frazier, in front of Stephon Marbury, in front of Allen Houston, in front of Larry Johnson, and in front of the spirit of Dick Barnett. We won this game for them and for us. And for that, I feel vindicated.
Tom Thibodeau, man, for all the Tom Thibodeau hate, criticisms, if you can't see he just outcoached Joe Mazzulla to this game, this series, you are blind. You are blind. From out scheming him with the hockey mitch, manipulating that to get extra free throws, to next game adjustments, running him off the line, to calling Mikal Bridges numbers at the end of the games that won us the game, to the scheme. We schemed him into taking ISO threes for most of the series, which is why they shot so poorly, which is why we pretty much rope-a-doped them for like 3 games. When Jason Tatum was healthy, forced him to shoot horrible. James Harden, low IQ, low efficiency, ISO threes at the end of the shot clock, where our guy, MVP, Jalen Brunson, got to the rim and cooked these dudes. To the point they were scared in the fourth quarter. Tom Thibodeau coached his ass off, man. He did.
Coached his ass off on both sides of the ball. Proved that he's a genius offensive coach too, bro.
And this is not to say that he didn't make any mistakes, because I certainly wanted to bitch in the game before in the third quarter.
Talk about it.
But making mistakes does not mean you're not a good coach. Does not mean you're not a great coach. It does not mean he did not outcoach Joe Mazzulla, and he certainly did. Yes, and he did. Hats off to Tom Thibodeau, who brought us back to the Eastern Conference Finals, the first time since 1999. Whew. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Whew. The Fire Tips crowd is silent. Sandman has not been back.
And I want to talk to Sandman. I'm not here to roast him. I'm here to extend a peace offering, because I understand what rage can do to a person. Sandman's probably my age. I don't know very much about him as a human being outside of what he does in the chat, but I bet he's a pretty angry Knicks fan for good reason, because he's mostly seen poverty, like myself. I have a feeling we have a similar background as fans, because a lot of the things he's saying, I was saying 2 or 3 seasons on this show, causing a ruckus, pissing off a chat, pissing off Pitts for Timmy, because I was talking about Fire Tibbs, probably upsetting y'all too, because I would come on here and do all my rants. But you know what, Sandman? It's never too late. As a Knicks fan, you're a Knicks fan. That is clear. No one's doubting your fandom. It's never too late to be like, my bad, I was wrong. All right, Tibbs, you good in my book. You coming to the barbecue. You're good on this block. You're good on this hood. Come on home, baby. Become a Tibbs fan. It's never too late to admit you were wrong and hop back on the Tibbs bandwagon, because you're already orange and blue certified. You're already a fan, bro. You're here every chat watching KOT, supporting JLS and the crew. We know you're a diehard Knicks fan. Come over to the light side, bro. Let's win this chip together, man. Let's enjoy this time together.
Yes, Lee, but at the same time, I am going to enjoy trolling the ever-living. Do you understand I would get tagged by Sandman on days when basketball was not playing?
Me too, bro.
So do you understand the joy I had when we were up 40 and I just kept sending him Tom Thibodeau gifts for most of the game? I enjoyed that shit.
That is hilarious, man.
So yeah, come. I'm gonna troll you. I'm letting you know, Sam. I'm gonna troll the hell.
That's fair. He's earned it, right? He's earned it. I think we all agree on that.
You earned it. And guess what's gonna happen for the next few days? You're gonna get trolled some more.
Yep.
I turn the other cheek. I do. But when you activate my petty, woo, I haven't had my petty activated in years.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, Petty Pendergraph activated. Let's go.
You know, Tom Thibodeau historically been recognized and appreciated as a very smart defensive coach. People said he couldn't scheme defensively in the modern era. That's been proven wrong. We didn't necessarily stop 3-point shots. It's to your credit. We forced bad 3-point shots.
Right.
That is an evolution of the defensive mindset for Tom Thibodeau. I've been really impressed by his offensive coaching and his offensive. Johnny Bryant's not here no more. There's no saying, oh, it was Johnny Bryant.
Right.
It was it was Mike Woodson. No, this is Tibbs. This sure as hell ain't Rick Brunson. This is Tibbs. And this has been a battle of ball screens all game. And I'm going to say the Ed's and O's to the series preview for Indiana. But this is, I think, our use of ball screens and our use of ball screens,
right,
our use of using our centers as decoys, getting our center, our Cat, the ball in the post, getting Mitchell Robinson opportunities to be in the offensive glass paired with Cat at the 4, using Mikal Bridges in the mid-range, using Deuce for above the break threes, running the 2-guard lineup between Deuce and Brunson and putting Brunson off ball. There have been so many things. And most of all, his evolution from game to game of how he used Josh Hart. Sometimes using him as a ball strainer, sometimes using him as running the offense as a point guard, sometimes using him with the ghost strings and the ghost cuts to make the center have to guard him when they put Cornette on him, to make him at least at the hedge. And then that's when Jalen Brunson would go inside or he would cut back to the basket. Those type of little moves, there is 100% evidence Tom Thibodeau not only knows what the hell he's doing, he knows way more than any of us that are criticizing him than we do. And I did my man our props, man. He absolutely cooked this series, and I had no doubt he's going to cook the next 2 series too. Flowers for Tom Thibodeau. I apologize for saying you should be fired on SNY. Send me the form. I'll sign that in blood. My bad, Tibbs. You're my guy.
Yeah, this form is all around. I'm sorry, Tibbs forms to be passed around. I'm sorry, Mikal Bridges forms to be passed around. Josh Hart might have a form coming soon because he had a triple-double today. There's I'm sorry forms all around. For real. So I mean, you're absolutely right. And it's funny because when I think about this team from the Heat days till now and how we were begging for off-ball movement and we were begging for cuts and we got all of that this series. It makes you think. It's like, okay, it makes you kind of think. My old argument, is it the players or the coach? Did the young kids have the capacity to internalize all these different offensive sets in the playoffs, in the highest pressure situations, and do it cleanly? I'm not sure. I almost feel like Tibbs might have been just keeping it simple because that's what they can understand.
My guy knows ball. 100% agree with you, bro.
And now he has guys like Jalen Brunson, who's been in the league, Mikal Bridges, who's been, in deep playoff runs, Karl-Anthony Towns, deep playoff runs. We have all these guys who've been around. I can throw you different schemes and you can execute.
Yep. 100%. We even saw, I guess you would call it a little bit of a soft zone against Detroit. We didn't see it against Boston. We saw that against Detroit. And we really saw the maximization of the 2 bigs, the double big lineup against Boston, knowing that you're taking advantage of their tendency to play only 1 big at a time to maintain their 5-out spacing, because it's very clunky when Horford and KP share the court. Horford and Cornette was a much better combination defensively than Horford and KP. They couldn't stay in front of anybody. There was 0 rim protection. And combating that with Cat and Mitch, it allows Mitch to be the offensive rebound in the Denver spot and allows Cat to roam in the mid-range and be able to step back, relocate to the 3-point line and throw. He's such a decoy. Yeah. He can score on all 5 levels. So you have to pay attention to him. And sometimes you got to do a soft hedge and a soft double on him too, which then leaves Mitchell Robinson even more wide open for the offensive rebounding.
Exactly.
And boy, was Big Mitch a X factor in this series. Bro, shout out Ed, man. Number 1 fan. Mitchell Robinson was unbelievable. He was my choice for X factor in the playoffs, and he's absolutely shown his worth and value when he's healthy. Also, flowers to Casey Smith for no one getting injured, knock on wood, and staying healthy in this playoff run. Casey Smith, man, what a hire.
I think I saw a stat from Tommy Beer who said the Knicks outscored the Celtics by 20 points when Mitchell Robinson was on the floor. I also saw a stat that said when Mitch is on the floor, the Knicks had the best defense in the NBA playoffs.
Facts.
And I said this on Twitter, I'll say it now. If this man can be, if he can be healthy for 65 games, he's in there for the Defensive Player of the Year, in my opinion. He's in that mix for sure. I know OG's in there too, but Mitch said it himself. What 7-foot man can stand in front of Jason Tatum? Who can do that? And you saw it. You saw it again. He's doing it against Jalen Brown. He's doing it against Pritchard, a guy who's 7 feet who can defend the rim and defend the perimeter is a luxury that a lot of teams don't have. And you saw that today when he blocked Jalen Brown, or he stole the ball from Jalen Brown when he's in the corner, not biting on the 3-point shot and getting us an extra possession. Mitch was just a demon defensively. And like you said before, man, never trade Mitch.
Listen, I want to add an epilogue to that. We have wanted, the fans have wanted 5-out offense all year. It's not possible with Josh Hart in the lineup. Now, he's always clutch, and he always shoots better in the playoffs than he does in the regular season. I care less about 5-out offense than I do the ability to switch 1 through 5. And Mitchell Robinson in the lineup with Cat at the 4 allows us to switch 1 through 5. Yeah. Another scheme we saw very little of in the regular season that has been pulled out to maximum efficiency in the playoffs. And a lot of that is Mitchell Robinson being able to switch onto anyone from Jrue Holiday to Pritchard to Horford to KP and lock that man down while also playing the pass as well is next level defense. Karl-Anthony Towns' ability also to switch 2 through 5 has been huge. And Jalen Brunson being able to guard on an island and hold his own man. This has been the best defensive season of his and his career. He has played, in my opinion, above average defense all season and good defense in the playoffs. The times he would switch on Jalen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Jrue Holiday for sure, locked him down. He actually held his own, didn't foul, sometimes forced turnovers, or at least forced a bad pass that led to a turnover. Big ups to Jalen Brunson, yes, Mitch, and Cat for really making us a team capable of switching and playing championship modern level defense.
You read my mind, Lee. I was just about to talk about the brilliance of Jalen Brunson's defense, being put on an island with Jalen Brown a few times and causing a turnover. He got to stop 1-on-1.
Facts.
Versus Jalen Brown, which is not something easy to do. And to me, the ultimate basketball karma happened today. You heard me talk and complain that Jalen Brunson got 5 fouls in the last game. First time I ever seen that before in my life. A superstar player getting 5 fouls in the quarter.
Me too.
On incidental contact at best. Gets a 6th foul in the 4th quarter while getting kneed in the groin and gets taken out. Boy, was I happy, Lee, when I saw Jalen Brown get 6 fouls. Hey, goodbye. Basketball karma at its finest. I loved it.
And I wish that we didn't watch NBA in an era where the refs have so much power and are so bad at their job. This is not a ref critical podcast by any means. If you like that type of talk, go elsewhere, because we don't blame refs here ever. But the refereeing in this series has been atrocious, especially for the Knicks. It's been very one-sided in favor of Boston, and I wish we didn't have to live in an era where that was the case, but it is. Not only did we beat Boston, we beat the referees. We put such a belt to ass, the referees could not affect the game. It did not matter. Nope. So they were like, screw it. All right, Jalen Brown's turn. Let's make it look like we're fair and equal and get Jalen Brown fouled out so that the fans can't complain that we were one-sided when in reality, Karl-Anthony Towns has the worst whistle of any star in the NBA. And I hated the way that Deuce McBride was refereed. I hated the way that Mitchell Robinson was refereed. And I especially hated the way that Karl-Anthony Towns was refereed offensively. Defensively, it was fair because he had so many dumbass fouls. On offense, The man was called for offensive fouls when they were really blocking fouls, and he never got a whistle on and ones that should have been a free throw attempt at the line as well. So the fact that we not only beat the Boston Celtics defending champs, but Adam Silver's Power Rangers too. Yo, man, Tom Thibodeau, salute, baby, forever.
Yo, and shout out to I see some Celtics fans on TikTok talking about, but y'all got double the free throws. Hey, do you guys remember that you purposely was hacking Mitchell Robinson? You think that might have something to do with the amount of free throws you got? I'm just saying, y'all just conveniently forgot y'all playing hack a Mitch. Like I want to talk. Oh, man, I had more free throws. Yeah, no shit. We're not talking about those. Goodbye.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh man,
unbelievable.
You know my favorite part about this league is like the Celtics Glazers malfunctioning in front of my eyes is like is Paul Pierce having a mental breakdown. Oh yeah, we gonna come back. All we gotta do is it's like Eddie House having a mental breakdown. It's like all these guys who had preconceived notions of what was going to happen and refuse to believe their own eyes are what I'm enjoying right now. Like there's a reason why they were faltering in the fourth quarter. There's a reason why they weren't hitting their threes. Celtics historically didn't shoot well when it was against switching defenses. That's not an accident. That's not an accident that happened in the playoffs. It wasn't playing that way during the regular season. It's not what the Celtics didn't do. It's what the Knicks did. And it felt good watching their logic implode after they went up 3, because then they couldn't blame it on the Celtics anymore. Because now you just look stupid.
My second favorite part of this whole series, my first favorite part is seeing the first Eastern Conference win of my life and then being able to share it with two of my favorite people, you and my pops. The second thing that I love the most is this happening while HBO is streaming this Ringer documentary produced by Bill Simmons on the greatness of the Boston Celtics. I've been 8 episodes. I've watched the whole thing, going from the very start of Bill Russell and its inception with Cousy all the way to now, basically building up, basically saying they're on repeat, a back-to-back championship. It's been an incredible documentary. You see just how lucky those fans have been to be a fan of the greatest organization, perhaps in all of sports, the Boston Celtics. And now for the Knicks to beat them when this series is out and to show it's a changing of the guard. Yeah, last 70 years, Celtics, you've been the premium. You've been the benchmark. But we're in a new era. It's no more LOL Knicks. Those days are dead. I love that Richard Jefferson was saying, time of death is this day at 10:30 p.m. for the Boston Celtics. This is also a time of resuscitation back to life. The Undertaker meme, coming back out of a coffin. That's a New York Knicks to establish, I don't think just one win, multiple championships in my estimation as a supreme optimist jumping out the window. This is an era of the Knicks finally showing their fans what winning feels like on a consistent basis. Shout out Raw Hebrew Remnant for always saying, build a sustainable winner. That is so important, not just for one chip, but for multiple chips, not just for one season, but multiple seasons, not just for one player, but a team. He had that nailed down, and he deserves his flowers for always supporting this team and Tom Thibodeau on this channel. Major props. He was absolutely right in regards to what it takes to build a winner. And we are seeing this in real time against the defending champs, who have a 10-part documentary on HBO about how great they've been past tense, no longer now.
Yeah, it's funny. I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree, man. Shout out to Rohi Remember, who helped us for a few years, and he was definitely right about a lot of things. Shout out to Ro always.
A lot of things.
Shout out to Ro always. Oh man. Woo! And you know what's funny too is like with all the other part of this too is like we're set up to be together for a long time. You know, we got Bridges, who's gonna be a free, we can extend at the end of the season.
For sure.
On the flip side of that, this has been mentioned before. This can be the last time we see this Celtic team together.
Agreed. Yes. Implosion incoming.
Yeah, like because of the new CBA and the way things are going, this is the last time we can see the Celtics together. You mentioned it before on Twitter, Lee. Um, the Knicks breaking up the Celtics years ago, and it looks like history might repeat itself.
2013, we beat the Big Three and broke them apart. History repeating itself, finally for the Knicks fans in a good way.
Yeah, because the way KP is always injured and never ready in the playoffs has to be considered. The way Drew Holiday is kind of aging,
Washed.
shell of himself. Like I remember we was talking about trading Drew Holiday. He was like, "Oh, maybe we should get him." I was like, "I don't know. He's kind of old. He's kind of old. He was really good for that year. I mean, maybe it's worth it because he got that chip for that year, but
he looked really bad, Jay.
He looked bad
really
the whole
bad.
series.
He looked bad this series on both ends of the ball.
Yeah,
bad,
really bad. Al Horford, he had some moments. I mean, I feel like they have to prioritize Derek White, if anybody.
Oh man, shout out Derek White, man. He is a superstar player in a role player's body. Like he doesn't. The way he looks is the opposite of how he plays.
Right. He's like he's really good. Like I mean, you gotta take up his airspace. Like I feel like if you take up his airspace, like you did today, he's rendered. He's not that guy when you take up his airspace. Like if you have to force him to dribble too much, it's a wrap. But for his role with his team, he's perfect for his roles for his team. Like so you got to give that guy credit. I think they will prioritize bringing him back, and also man, just I feel like we're gonna win this game anyway with a series error anyway because we were up 3-0 when Jason Tatum went down. But still, prayers up to Jason Tatum. Hopefully, he has a speedy recovery. You don't want to see players get injured like that.
Right.
You don't want to see players of that caliber get injured like that. So hopefully he comes back fully healthy with his game intact without losing a step. So yeah, man, shout out Jason Tatum, man. Unfortunate that happened. Like I still feel like we were on our way to winning 3-0, and it was because I think the stat is only 1% of teams have come back from a 3-1 deficit or whatever like that.
Yeah, it's only been done like 12 or 18 times in the history. Yeah.
So like, if all the trash people were talking like, "Oh, the Celtics come back, they can do it." They, like I said, they're not believing their own eyes. They're not believing their own eyes. One, and they're underestimating Jalen Brunson once again. Two,
and Tom Thibodeau.
They're the guy's been averaging 30 in the playoffs, and he's been killing in the fourth quarter whenever we need it. And you think when that guy has 4 more chances to end the series, he's not going to show up? Like it's not likely. So yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy this is over, man. I'm happy we got to the next level. I'm really happy to get to the first time and face the Pacers, man. A revenge game that I've been waiting for, a revenge series that I've been waiting for.
I have to head out and eat for the first time today. My nerves were too shot. My stomach was too raw. I thought we were going to win, but it was still just, I never experienced this ever. This is all new for me. So I was very nervous. I wanted to see my first ECF and the Knicks deliver it to me. Before I go, I do want to say I have no bruh pits or ooh pits except for Knicks fans that have been here during the bad times and are still here during the great times. This is wide open. The field right now is wide open. OKC looks very beatable. They had Game 7 Sunday against Denver. Denver also looks very beatable. Minnesota looks very beatable. There is no Kobe and Shaq. There is no Duncan and Pop. There is no bid 3 Heatles. The field is open. Our chance is there. And I would say, look, I watched every game of this playoffs. We look better than any team out there. We look the best. When our hot level, our best ball is better than anyone else's on both sides. So
I agree, Lee. And as you guys know, when he comes to this channel, I've been the guy who's been like, I don't know. I gotta see something. I've been like that the whole entire season. I try to be objective at every turn. This is the time where to me, it's very real that we can get to the finals and win. It's very real. We've always played the Nugget stuff. Always. OKC it's been tough with us, but You already see what happens when young teams get to the playoffs like the Pistons or the OKC. We have experience. So I still feel like even though they played us tough in the regular season, pressure bust pipes is different in the playoffs. Shots get tight. Things can be very different, especially when you have one of the best closest in the game, Jalen Brunson, on our team. The Pacers, regular season doesn't matter. We were up 2-0 on the Pacers until injury struck us. Everybody makes fun of us for losing to the Pacers, but we lost six players, and four of those guys were starters. So this is a very different series. I can't even believe I'm saying it because I'm Mr. Rational. Very real shot of being in the finals and winning a chip this year.
100%. I don't. JL.
All right, man. Shout out to you, man.
I love you, bro. I love you, bro, so much. I'm so happy we have to watch this together, and I'm gonna see you in New York this summer, bro. I'm coming to celebrate with you, man. I'll see y'all soon. Much love, KOT.
Let's go. What's love, man?
You're ready for that hug, baby. You better stretch out when you see me coming. It's gonna be like Godzilla, bro. I'm coming after you, man. I'm coming to give you that hug. Much love.
Much love, man. Much love. Oh man. Whew. I really had all I had to say anyway. I'm gonna just close the show out. I just gotta do my oohs and bruhs, really. I'm just gonna do my oohs and bruhs. The bruhs, first of all, before I even get to that, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat as always, man. Rocking with us all year. Shout out to TikTok land too, who's kind of been new. We just started doing this. I'm starting to see regulars on TikTok. Salute to you guys. Shout out to E Money, who's been rocking with us. He says Knicks in 6 over the Pacers. I agree. Christopher Lopez says MJ is in the playoffs still. His name is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is a beast. I don't take anything away from the Timberwolves. Actually, wouldn't it be dope if the Knicks played the Timberwolves in the finals? That would be kind of crazy. That'd be kind of crazy. I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of them. I think we can beat them. But I also feel like they can beat us. I feel like it can go either way, to be honest with you. I really do. I feel like we played them well in regular season, although regular season doesn't mean everything. But I think that's actually a good matchup for both teams. It can be a slugfest for sure. It can be a slug. And it's scary, but for you guys who's scared of Ant, I don't know if you watched how OG guarded Ant during the regular season, but OG did a pretty good job on him. And Ant's had a few games where he didn't score that much. So I feel like we're best equipped to guard Ant. To be honest with you, between OG and Mikal and Mitch, I feel like we're best equipped to guard those guys. All right. But shout out to the guys on TikTok. Shout out to Young Brito. Shout out to Bai. Shout out to Moon Goddess. Shout out to Ghost Lifestyle. Shout out to Chuchaki. Shout out to James. Shout out to everybody rocking with there. If you like the show, hit that follow button here. We're here after every game talking Knicks basketball. So join us. We'll be here for the Pacers series, and we should be having a preview show on Sunday to talk about the Knicks Pacers. So definitely rock with us. Also, shout out to my peoples on YouTube. Shout out to Crazy and Insane TV, Praise the Boss, Felicia Lee, Alexander. Shout out to the Predicate. Shout out to UCD3AD. Shout out to JT Reddick. Shout out to Prezi the Boss. Shout out to Capo. Shout out to Lloyd's brother Anna Grill. Shout out to Nick Yak. Shout out to We Survived 100 People. Shout out to Alexander. Shout out to Fritz, best mod in the game. Shout out to Pigs for Timmy. Shout out to Glamour. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with the KOT show on YouTube. Man. Shout out to you guys. And thank you for the follow on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Whoever followed, thank you guys. Thank you for the follow. Young Brito, man. Thank you for the follow, man. Whew. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. What a season, man. What a season. Big ups to you, Craig Ward. I see you, Craig Ward. Thank you for the follow to Robert Tompkins. Thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for the follow. So now let's get to it, man. Time for my part of the show. Why do I have the Phoenix? Time for one of my favorite parts of the show, the oobs and the bruhs. Bruh picks are usually the things that I want to say that are stupid, dumb, idiotic, that I want to point out and say is stupid, dumb, idiotic. All right, so those are the bruhs. Those are the bruhs, my bad. Bruh. And the oohs are something that are highlighted. I just want to say, man, this is amazing. I love it. You got to give it that ooh. We got to highlight and say this is what I want. This is amazing. So those were the ooh picks are. Funny enough, I feel like I talked about a lot of the bruh picks already. I talked about Eddie House. I talked about Paul Pierce. I talked about the commentators who doubted us and we proved them wrong. Bruh. I talked about the salty Celtics fans who were wishing injury on Mikal Bridges just because Jason Tatum got injured. Bruh. Classless. Super classless. Shout out to Becky Hammond because I'm spinning the block. Bruh. Because Jalen Brunson is 1A. Brother. Bruh. Those are my bruh picks. For sure. For sure. My ooh picks for today. First of all, I want to give my first ooh to Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride was taken out of the Pistons series. Did not show up. Was shooting poorly. But today, in its entire series, played incredible defense, hit tough shots, contested threes, and even got to the mid-range. And to me today, we talked about incredible defensive plays. There was 2 defensive plays that stood out to me that were the defensive plays of the day. One of them was by our beloved Deuce McBride, who did his LeBron James chase down block imitation today. Coming from behind, blocking the shots of, I believe it was Derek White who tried to go for a layup and got the ball pinned to the backboard. Very close to a goaltending. Good job by the refs not calling it. Clean block by Deuce McBride. One of the best defensive plays of the game. Incredible to see a guy that short block a shot like that from behind. Insane defensive play. Definitely a ooh pick. Also, another ooh pick has to go to our guy Money Making Mitch, who had one of the best defensive plays of the game as well. Switching on to Jalen Brown, staying on his feet when he tried to do that pump fake in the corner 3, then stealing the ball and causing a turnover, igniting a fast break. Mitch has turned the series. He survived trade rumors. He's the longest tenured Knick. And he's proven to be the difference maker. A lot of people didn't really see the value in him because he doesn't make jump shots. He's bad at free throws, but what he brings on the defensive end is something that elite teams have. A guy who is switchable on defense and can defend the rim. He's really the guy who kind of makes our guys fit together well. Best defensive rating of the team is when Mitch is on the floor. We outscored teams by 20 points with Mitch is on the floor. So all praise to Mitch. Another ooh pick goes to Mitch. Oh. That's it, man. Ooh pick for the whole team, man. Tom Thibodeau, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. They all showed up today, man. Eastern Conference Finals, man. Whew. We here, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I shed a tear today, yo. After this game, I actually shed a tear. I was like, damn, I really got emotional for real. I'm super glad that we got this game. I'm super glad we won this game. All right, yo, shout out to Phil Porter. I see my guy Phil in the chat. Watch that rewind, Phil. We had a hell of a show. All right, yo, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I said everything I had to say. Make sure you guys tune in Sunday. We should be having a preview game Sunday. I haven't talked to my guys yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be down and excited to have that preview show on Sunday. So I want you guys on TikTok and YouTube to be here at B Square. Join us Sunday. It's probably going to be somewhere around like 5 or 6. As we talk the matchup between the Pacers and the Knicks. All right, Bill, that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm spent. I'm excited. I'm still on the high. Whew. Man, what a game. But yeah, man. Knicks, Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. And as always, you already know the drill.
Shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
The Knicks and the streets of New York will be a mess if we win this shit. That's the show, man. We out of here. Whew. Peace.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.